Okay, this is part 2. Okay, I'm going to try to put the camera here so you can see what I'm doing. So I have some heated up oil here. And actually, I'm going to have to remove some of this oil. It's too much. So let me pour some of this oil here without burning myself. Be careful. Okay, because it's hot. And I'm going to go ahead and put that in. And what I do is, this is hot, so I have it on warm now. It's heated up pretty well. And you make sure you have your mise en place, which means everything in its place. You can actually put 2 at a time in there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to clean that up. But what I basically did was I'm going to saute them in the sauce. And then I'm going to, let me move this, put them in a plate, which I don't have. Here. Put this plate here. Put them in a plate. And then I'm going to roll them up and put them in here, in a casserole dish. So, I have my mise en place, my onions with oregano, and that's, it's not spice, it's dry. And then I have my Parmesan Reggiano, and then I have some Colby cheese. It's crumbled. I crumbled it. It was sliced, but I crumbled it. I keep my cheese in the freezer. Yep, I do. Why not? And so, I take these, and I just want to put them on the plate. Okay? Take this again, put a couple more on there, maybe 3. So it's got oil already because I sauteed them. But you could do them 2 ways. You could do them this way, or you could just roll them up, put them and do a casserole. Put them in the casserole dish, and then just pour the sauce over. But I'm not going to, because doing this, I kind of get the sauce right in the tortilla, which is nice. And you can do these with flour. I'm not going to do flour. I'm not going to do flour. I'm just going to do corn right now. And then put them in the casserole dish. Put them in the oven. If you have black olives, that's wonderful. This dish rag is pretty much had it, but it's stained, but it's clean. I sanitize it with a little bit of bleach, so it's pretty clean. Okay, I have everything there, and I use these kind of tongs because the other tongs that I use, they bust a hole in the tortilla, which I've used it before. And then usually you plate them this way. You plate them actually as you are going. Put some of this oil in there. Yeah, they're kind of oily, but hey, that's what gives them flavor. And these are, they can be vegetarian, vegan, if you just use like the sauce, the broth, the vegetarian broth instead of the chicken. And if you want to put a little bouillon in there, you can. I don't. Nope, I don't. Don't do it. So. Okay. Yeah, in my other video, I guess people are upset that I'm giving out my recipes and not charging. And hey, if I ever have a cookbook, it'll be nice, because sometimes people like books, and a lot of us still like books, and we still have cookbooks. I do. I like cookbooks. I want to downsize my cookbooks. I got tons of cookbooks. And so, anyways. want a new place, want a new home. I want a lot of new stuff. Anyways, I guess I'm going to have to need some money for that, right? So you see how I'm doing that? Yeah, just letting it cook. What I used to do is taste the sauce by just taking some strips of tortilla and dipping them in there. Yum. Okay. 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 A little bit more on that. That's all the tortillas I have. If you're going to make your tortillas by scratch, if you're going to make them hand press, the tortillas, make sure your tortillas are thin enough to be able to fold them, because otherwise they're yucky. Okay, there you go. Turn that off. Okay, and I'm going to move the sauce over here. Then you can pour the rest of the sauce in here, back in here, because I won't hurt it. I usually get a little spatula. Okay. Oh, that's so good. It's so delicious. Oh my gosh. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. You clean as you go. You can oil it if you want, but I'm not going to. Okay. What the heck I'm doing. Okay, so you can, I usually do my onions. I like my onions on there, like lots of onions, and then you could put that on there. Actually, you need to put that in a different bowl because it's going to have onion flavor in it, but oh well. And then you just roll them up. Ah, it's hot. They're hot. Okay, that's a little bit hot. Make sure. I should have got the bottom ones first. Okay. Okay, you're going to put them in there. A little bit more cheese in there. Or the onions, sorry. Actually, I do the cheese first. It's been a while since I made these. Then the onions, because what that cheese is going to melt. And then you want to make sure you use a Parmesan Reggiano. Oh my god, it's so good. It's going to take it to a whole different, or a Parmesan. If you can get the one that you grate, that's even better. It's a higher quality, straight from Italy. My grandmother used to make panella, which is like a cheese. Then you put the onions in there. Make sure you save enough. I think I'm going to need a towel. It's good to have a towel that you could use. I don't really have a towel right now. So that way your hands are clean in between. don't have very many, so this will go by fast. I don't want to put too much cheese. This is so good. Yeah. I only have one ticker. And this would be great for if you want to put the meat in there, you can. Oops. I'm supposed to put the onions in there. If you want to put the meat inside, I'm not going to. I'm just going to make these like my mom used to make them, but a little bit different. Yeah. And these were enchiladas. I made tons, thousands of enchiladas with my catering. All those chefs, catering chefs out there, they know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That's hard work. Oh yeah, I used to have to go get. Anyways, I don't know. It's hard work, but I loved it. I love watching the faces on the people when they ate the food. And they just really enjoyed the food. Gets a little messy, but it's okay. If you have a food truck, this is wonderful to do it to order. So once you have everything set up, then you can just do that to order. Yeah. It's hard work. Oops, I did it again. And then what I do is I scrape up the sides and I go ahead and I've done one enchilada recipe here, so I don't know who I'm going to invite over to make these, help me eat these enchiladas, but anyways. You know what, sometimes I have a problem inviting people because instead of enjoying the food, they're testing my food. They're not eating it, they're testing it. And then they have critique. They critique it. And it's like, you're coming over to eat. You're coming over to critique my food. If I wanted you to critique my food, I would ask you, I want you to come over so you could critique my food. But, I mean, if you know your food is good, then you know it's good. You don't need any critiquing. I mean, I'd had my business for almost 20 years. Been cooking since I was a kid. So, and I'm like one of the chefs that says that she was in the kitchen watching her mom or her grandma while everybody was playing. I did the same thing. I love to watch my mother and my grandma cook. I enjoyed it. I mean, yeah, we played, but shoot. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed being in the kitchen with my grandma, my grandfather, or my mom. I always felt like I missed out when they were there and they were doing something and they didn't tell me. And I was like, oh, why didn't they tell me? I guess sometimes they want you to do something else. Oops, that's hot. I didn't know that. And they want you to do something else that's kind of hard. But if you love it, you love it. Can I see? Come from a family of cooks. Okay, I'm going to move that here. Oops. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and pour that oil over. Oil, not oil. Pour it over. Make sure. And then, now you can make sheets of this. It's hard, but you can make sheets of it. Pour the rest of the cheese over there. I'll put, and you know what, if I wanted to separate it, like if these were going to be just a cheese, then I would do something like a green onion combined with the onion on top. And then with the meat, I would put like olives on it. And that way you can differentiate the two different types of enchiladas. And then you want to make sure you put a good amount of this Parmesan. Now this is Parmesan Reggiano. You could use just Parmesan. Doesn't need to be. And that's what you call enchiladas. I'm giving you a couple techniques here. The technique is, now when I had tons of orders, like I said, I would just go ahead and just saute them, and then just go ahead and put them in the saute them, and then just go ahead and put them in the shallow pan. And I had like shallow pans galore. Just want me to do this over again, and I tried to ask for help and nobody wanted to help me, so I said, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. Don't bother me. So I make the videos instead. Okay, so this is how you make your enchiladas. You put that in the oven. I might show it to you later. And these are going to be so good. All right, have a good one. Bye.